And welcome back to Infinite Rocket, and welcome to this new series, Duel Science. We are going to start off with the Tenyi, and we're going to break down exactly how decks are constructed, as well as maintaining a certain ratio for your decks, building consistency, and looking at exactly what it is your deck is doing. Right. So we're gonna start off with the Tenyi for this series. As you can see, we got the Tenyi in the background. Let's go ahead and look at this deck. Alright, so one of the things we gotta look at is what is exactly our deck is doing. So turn one, you'll probably have some extra deck monsters on the field. 9 times out of 10, right? Because most of the monsters in this deck can be special summoned. So because of that, because we can special summon almost every monster in the deck from the hand, it's a good chance that your first turn you're gonna have an extra deck monster on board, whether it's Link or Synchro. It's a small chance you'll be able to fusion summon. That card is very, very useful, but it's not the most important thing to happen in your deck. And there's times where we actually get stuck with that card. The fusion, the polymerization. So yeah. Anyways, the next thing is if you're going second. So you want to take a step by step on both sides, whether you're going first or you're going second. So turn one, you know that you can probably have at least one extra deck monster, and in this case, we plan to have two. That's the Monk of the Tenyi, as well as the Grandmaster, Sword Soul Grandmaster. To test this theory, we're going to press the options button and we're going to sample, draw 5 cards. And so you can see within the first hand, we can special summon Shathana or Ashuna. Ashuna is actually the better call, but just in case they go for blocking the effects, we want to special summon Shathana first, because we have no monsters on the field. We control no effect monsters. From there, we will link summon Shathana into the Monk of the Tenyi, one non-link Tenyi monster, and this is a Tenyi monster. It's a Tenyi Spirit Shathana. So that comes out. Then we can activate Vessel for the Dragon Cycle. This is normally going to search for Ashuna. However, we have Ashuna in hand already, so we will search. We would instead throw another one to the grave. But 9 times out of 10, once we activate this card, the opponent looks to counter it because they think they were going for Ashuna. If they don't counter it, though, we're going to definitely go for Maypora, because Maypora can negate our non-effect monsters from being targeted by a card or effect. So yeah, that's double protection for that card. This is, and then ultimately we want to get Saruya from the deck. Saruya comes out, and then we can synchro summon the Grandmaster. The Grandmaster searches for Longwan. Longwan discards Ashuna and special summons itself, and we bring out Chinging. But it depends. If we want to go for a fast finish, we go for Longwan because we could burn them for more damage. but that's not the best move, because the thing is it does stop a few things from happening, but it stops two things from happening: a special summon and a spell or trap. But after that, things can still happen, and that card is easily destroyed. There's nothing protects it from being destroyed or anything like that. But Xing Ying is definitely the better option, because it can also still banish things. It doesn't deal damage, but it can still banish things, and it protects itself. It's definitely a better call. Most cards will go to destroy your cards. So now we have the Monk of the Tenyi, Chisao, and Xing Ying on the field, and all of that was special summons. We could still normal summon Phaedra, which it wouldn't make sense to do. This is a card that's better used after there are already Senpai monsters in your grave, but you know, fuck it, right? We can still use this card. Sample another hand, same thing. Once again, it goes into these two. Like you can see all of these cards are giving us pretty much the same starting combo. So first hand, we would always be able to at least, you see, from here we can normal summon this card, reveal one of these cards, and then special summon a token that can be used to synchro summon. But if we wanted to extend this as far as possible, we would special summon this monster first, Shatana, then special summon first summon Shatana, then Saruya, then normal summon Moyi. Moyi reveals Long Wand. I would probably, so now at this point we got 4 monsters on the field, and then we go into 2 synchro summons. We go into because this is also a tuner, right? So we go into Chisao, and we go into Mula, depending on the deck, right? So if it looks like they're gonna play super aggressive, then we'll bring out the Berserker. And honestly, I think turn 1, the Berserker is probably the better call. Mula is better for second. Granted, turn 1 it can survive like Lightning Vortex or something like that, or Lightning Storm. But I definitely think that the Berserker is better for turn 1. Your opponent activates an effect, you can banish it. It doesn't protect itself. This will protect itself. So it's like, this all depends. But either way, we get 1,200 points of damage to the opponent for using Long Wand and the Synchro. Which we will do, because after bringing out the Grandmaster, he's going to bring a Sword Soul card to our hand. We can choose any one of these cards, or a Worm or whatever. Let me see. Yeah, 1 Sword Soul. So we can bring Emergence, which can bring a Worm. So we can bring anything, pretty much. And then pop whatever card. Oh, we can even pop this card, actually. But we can pop any one of those cards to bring this out. And so at this point, we would have 3 boss monsters on the field, with this card able to counter. Because, see, Saruya's effect will also allow for us to bring out this monster at the cost of 4,000 life points. And once they summon the card, we clone that monster, and then whatever spell or trap they activate gets countered. So yeah. Next one, same difference. You guys can see we got the field card to continue into the Senpai, special summon, and block a spell or trap or monster effect. And if it's a monster, then we also get Irish Sword Soul. Yeah, we're going to that. But this right here is gonna build this, right? We pop this card for Phaedra. Phaedra gets the Quick Play spell, which gets Shundra and then they come together, and then it resurrects this, and then, you know. So it's just like, it's really consistent. Alright, now, what are we actually doing though? So let's get to that. We see that our draw ratio is pretty efficient, and that we can do good on turn 1. Right? Now, on turn 2, we may not have that same type of ability. And that is dependent upon what the deck is actually trying to do. And that's what you gotta always remember. You gotta remember what it is the deck is trying to do. Alright? Now, this deck has it has a few systems. Right? So let's look at the Tenyi system. Right? So what is happening within the Tenyi monsters? Right? We're gonna start from the extra deck monsters. Right? So the most powerful card in the Tenyi construct, though this is a super rare and not an ultra rare, that's really ironic to me. I would definitely say Sahasrara. Let me see. Sahasrara. Alright, anyways. Sahasrara. Yeah, so this is definitely, in my opinion, the most powerful card. It says, while you control a face-up non-effect monster, monsters your opponent control cannot target effect monsters for attacks. So, first of all, you cannot attack any effect monster. You have to attack a normal monster. I think that is pretty brutal. Now, granted, my normal monster isn't powerful. I have 2 normal monsters in this deck. One with 1,000 and one with 3,000. Alright. So the one with 3,000 is obviously the better option for us. Right? But this thing is that we want to be kind of prepared for multiple situations, and we want to be a little bit more equipped for first or second time. So can't target them for attacks. Also, your opponent cannot target effect monsters on the field with card effects. So now it says, while a face-up non-effect monster, while you control a face-up non-effect monster, monsters your opponent control cannot target effect monsters for attacks. Also, your opponent cannot target effect monsters on the field with card effects. So that means they cannot even target their own monsters with card effects. Okay, that's why I think that card is broken. I think that card is really powerful. The only thing that could be targeted while this card is on the field is the Monk of the Tenyi. And if we prevent him from being targeted or affected, that right there will really hurt. Let me see, what's this card? All non-effect are unaffected by monster effects. See, that's the problem. It's unaffected by monster effects, but it's still affected by spells and traps. But the solution is right there. Alright, anyways, so that card is really powerful. And then quick effect, you can target one effect monster your opponent controls. Special summon one Tenyi Spirit token, which is a Worm Light level 4 monster with an attack of the monster that you just copied. This token's attack becomes that targeted monster's original attack. So we can pretty much mirror any monster in terms of strength. We cannot mirror their power though. So whatever effect they have is not something we can just copy, but we can definitely mirror their strength. But I think it's a very powerful card. it protects your field, and you know, you'd have to kill this. You'd have to kill the other card first. You'd have to get rid of the opponent cannot target them for attack. Also, your opponent cannot target them with card effects. So they can't be targeted. They can still be destroyed. So you can use blanket effects, right? You can use blanket effects. So they can be targeted, but it doesn't say that they're not affected, right? So if you use a blanket effect, you can't get past those cards. Okay. So that's one thing. But now, so this is technically more powerful because this right here in itself cannot be destroyed by an opponent's card effect. The opponent cannot target it with card effects. So not only could it not be destroyed, but it can't even be targeted. Now, if in most cases you cannot banish like everything off the field, you know, you can destroy all the cards off the field. You could banish a card or two at a time, but in most cases you can't just banish an entire field. You know, you're not really going. There's not cards that's really doing shit like that. So because of that, this is probably the better choice. Actually, so I gotta rethink that because listen, there's a reason why they have them at their rarities. Right? This is a really powerful card, except it does not protect itself. And also, it protects itself, but it can be still destroyed by blanket effects. This will not be destroyed by blanket effects. This is also a bit more powerful, though it has lower attack points. If they were to battle each other, this card would not die. And also, this card could once per turn destroy effect monster your opponent control up to the number of non-effect monsters you control and or in your graveyard, and that does not target. That does not target. So the Draco Masters of Tenyi themselves could also defeat that card and without a problem. So yeah, that's definitely a more powerful card. This could negate this monster's effect without targeting it, and also banish it. This right here cannot be destroyed by the card effect. Make a second attack, and it can't be targeted. But the best it will be able to do is crash into it. It can't do more than that. The best it can do is crash into it. It can search for a field card, right? And if you're running this deck, 9 times out of 10, the field cards you want is Tenyi Infinity and Flawless Perfection. But Flawless Perfection is going to protect non-effect monsters, which could, I guess, keep that Moolah safe. But it just all depends on how you set your board up. Ultimately, it all depends on how you set your board up. But anyways, let's get back to some of the science of this. Alright, now, the next thing you want to think about is what it is, like I said, what exactly is your deck doing? You start off with the boss. So we have the boss. We want to decide which card is actually the boss of this deck, right? In terms of the Tenyi, okay, which of these Tenyi is actually the boss? Which of these Tenyi cards is actually the most essential card to the entire system? Alright, now one of them can copy my monsters, my opponent's monster, and honestly this is the most used one. To be honest with you, I use Sahasrara more than any other card in terms of Tenyi boss monsters, because it First of all, it allows for me to interact with my opponent's cards on their turn. Alright, I get to clone their monsters on their turn. I think that right there, or on my turn, I can do it whenever, and it's just giving me more material. That right there comes in handy, right? Being able to summon more monsters without a cost. Like, there's an initial cost, but then after that, it's pretty much free game. I can just keep bringing out more monsters every time you summon a monster. That in combination with the Grandmaster, I think is pretty cool, because I can negate their monster's effects and then copy it. So now I have their monster, and we both have the same monster at that point. Neither one of us could use our effects. I think that's pretty interesting. That's pretty decent, actually. But again, right, it's all about how you are setting up your cards and seeing exactly what they do. Moolah is the most powerful Tenyi monster we have, without a doubt. Alright, now Draco Berserker is also extremely powerful, right? And technically they have equal power. If we're gonna be realistic, they have equal power, because this card could be just as brutal. When this card destroys a monster, it gains that monster's attack points, and then it can attack again, and whatever attack points it gains is permanently added to this monster. And then if you activate the monster's effect, we can negate that monster effect. So this card is really, really something to have. You know, it's a really critical thing to have in motion. Alright, but it's still just so this can banish a card for activating this effect, but this right here is not activating an effect. So they would both die out if they were to fight each other. It's pretty much maxed out. Right, the good and the bad. But one of them can banish. So we gotta think about what is actually happening. Right? What is actually happening in the deck. So one of these cards can use a double attack. Right, so for the Tenyi boss, right, we got double attack. Or matter of fact, not double attack. Let's be a little bit more specific. We're gonna say double strike. For all of those who play Magic the Gathering, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But this is double strike. You know, these monsters get to swing twice. Or we should say multi-strike, but multi-strike is a bit more accurate. Right now it's a double strike, but anyone using something similar to this that can attack more than once, I mean, you know, more than twice, this is a multi-strike. Like the Tridents, or you know, a lot of cards that can do it. I can't name off the top of my head, but a lot of monsters that can attack multiple times. What's this? Tyrant, Blue Ash Tyrant. Alright, so anyways, we're gonna say multi-strike. Multi-strike. Right, that is coming from the first boss, which is Moolah Adhara. The second boss actually, well, let's look at this realistically, right? Because if Moolah was really the boss, Alright. We would have also a summoning animation with it. And we don't. We got it with the Draco Master of the Tenyis. Alright, if you control no other effect monsters, you can destroy effect monsters your opponent control. So this right here can destroy your opponent's effect monsters, but it cannot protect itself. But it is more powerful actually than both of those, because the other ones have to attack. They might be stronger. That's strength. Battling is in reference to strength. When you're using effects, that's power. Alright, so this is actually the more powerful card, without a doubt. And this card's ability is to destroy. So the Tenyi's first boss, the power is to destroy. Alright, destroy, and also it's battle protection, but we're gonna say it though. It's destroy, but alright, now the next boss is right here. These two. And they both have multi-strike. Alright, now in addition this can protect itself, in addition this could banish other cards, but the core to those two cards is the multi-strike. Alright, now what's next in this system? We have an incubation system, token generator, right? We have a token generator. Alright, that's the super rare. There's another super rare. We got the shaman. Now the shaman gives us destruction and resurrection. So we get destroy and res. And then we got the monk. And he just protects the rest of them with no effect. He keeps the rest of them going. So ultimately there's 4 levels. And we got the monk and we got the berserker. They both just normal monsters that can help the rest of that. But ultimately we got 4 different levels of power. And the most powerful, the highest level is destruction. So realistically speaking, the most powerful thing I can do with my Tenyi monsters is summon this monster and destroy effect monsters equal to the number of non-effect monsters I control, or in the graveyard, or in the graveyard. Now the thing is, ultimately we only have 2 non-effect monsters. And 9 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, if we summon this is a link 3, so is this. We probably would not have summoned this card in order to bring out this. But here's where this could work, right? If this card right here, this trap card is destroyed, right? When a spell or trap card is activated, when a spell or trap card or monster effect is activated, while you control a face-up non-effect monster, negate the activation. Alright, So that's one thing. We can stop an effect, but if they destroy this card instead, if this set card you control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon one non-effect monster from your extra deck, which means that that is a fast way to bring out the Berserker of the Tenyi. So we could be able to maximally destroy 2 cards with this effect. It can be used once per turn. Now, the problem with this card is it is not a quick effect. Okay? This card cannot be used on your opponent's turn. It can only be used on your turn. So this is a offensive move. It's not a defensive move. It's not a terrible card. It's not a terrible card by a long shot. But it's definitely an offensive move. It's not something you really want to go for defensively. You could even use this, cannot be destroyed by battle with an effect monster, so you can even go into an attack with that and use that as an attack count for your Tenpai monsters. But anyways, so we got that right there. We know that ultimately the Tenyi monsters are going to destroy the opponent's monsters. They're going to multi-strike the opponent's monsters. They're going to generate tokens from the opponent's monsters. And then furthermore, they're going to destroy the opponent's monsters, the opponent's cards. Now this is where it gets a little bit interesting, because this is not targeting just the monsters. This targets one card. So this is a very, very vital card for this deck. The Shaman is very, very critical. The Shaman is very critical. It's a very powerful card. It's a very interesting card. Because it can not only destroy some stuff, but it can also heal some stuff. You know? I think that that's pretty cool. I think that that's pretty decent, actually. Yeah, let me get this set up, because for some reason I was still logged in on the laptop. Alright, so that card is just really broken in a lot of ways. But now we know what that's doing. So we know we could destroy, multi-strike, generate tokens, destroy some more, and resurrect. With the boss monsters, right? Now, with the main deck monsters, we are looking to bring out the boss monsters. That's pretty much it. They have no on-board purpose. They come out literally so that they can just become fodder for the bigger monsters. However, once they're gone and in the graveyard, their effects kick in, and we can negate being targeted for a non-effect monster. We can resurrect the non-effect monster and come back to destroy a card on the field, if I'm not mistaken. Destroy a monster. So we can come back and destroy a monster, and then also we can drop the opponent's monster's attack points by 1500 using the wind. We can send one card from their field back to their hand, and we can special summon from the deck one of our monsters. That's what the Tenyi allows for us to do as far as the main deck monsters go. Now when you move over to the second portion of this deck, the second archetype that is set into this deck, that archetype is actually the Sword Soul. Now with the Sword Soul, the boss is Qing Ying, and Qing Ying will and if you look at the sword souls, right? We have 3 sword soul monsters, right? We have the Grandmaster, we have Tenyi, and we have Long Wand. But if we're being realistic, let's go related. Hold on, what's on? Oh, those are the only 3 anyways. And we got them all at 1 up. Now, there's cards we could add, of course, to speed up this process, right? When the monster could take for some card from your hand. Yeah, but it's like, we don't want those type of cards. Anyways, so this right here, if a card is banished, except during the damage step, you can banish 1 worm, synchro monster, or sword soul card from your hand, deck, or graveyard, or that is face up on either field. See, the benefit in doing that, right, would be like banishing the rest of these cards. You know, it'd be like banishing this. If you control a synchro monster, target 1 monster, I guess, or banish it. Now, this right here, this is an interesting card. Sword Soul Punishment. I don't know if this is a punishment onto the Sword Souls or if it's them punishing someone else. I don't know what that's about. But anyways, this card gets banished and I can make a tuner. So maybe having that card wouldn't be so bad because you could banish it like this and then we can make a tuner. Anyways, let's look at what we got. So Ching Ying is the boss. Truthfully, this is a powerful extending card. This card is up there, the same way Moolah is. This is like equivalent to Moolah for me, in the Sword Souls. But this right here is clearly the Dracos. We can just summon an animation. This card, if it would be destroyed by a battle, you can banish this card instead. If a card is banished, you can banish 1 card from your graveyard instead of this, right? But if a card is banished, except during the battles, the damage step, you can banish 1 card from each of your, 1 card each from your opponent's field and graveyard. That is crazy. Then this card gains 100 attack and defense for each banished card. Your opponent monsters loses 100 attack and defense for each banished card. That card is really broken. So what happens with this card ultimately is that it banishes the opponent's card. It gets stronger, it makes them weaker, it protects itself, but out of all of that, the main thing that really happens is it's gonna banish your cards after everything happens. Yeah, that you would have to banish this card because but see, that's the thing, and most cards go for destruction, so this is probably something I should probably think to go for a lot more often because that is definitely the boss of that deck. The second boss of the deck. Granted, I just got finished saying I love Chisao, but if I'm gonna be really realistic, I'm gonna have to give it up to Long Wand because first of all, look at the titles, right? So you got Sword Soul Grandmaster Chisao, and you got Sword Soul Supreme Sovereign Xing Ying. It's a supreme sovereign. A grandmaster is a master of art. It means that you can fight good, or you can use your craft good at whatever art. It's like a particular art, right? But a sovereign is a leader. This is, this is someone who they can have multiple arts that they're grandmasters at, right? So you could be a grandmaster with one thing, and a sovereign could have 5 layers of their grandmastery. So that's the reason why these guys are more powerful, because also this is also Sword Soul Sinister Sovereign. Granted, it's not Supreme Sovereign, but it's still a sovereign. Ling, what was his name again? Qizing Long Wan. Long Wan is definitely broken, man. It's in the deck as well. Long Wan is definitely, he's right here. The Sword Soul Strategist Long Wan is the this guy. So I think that this is just a pretty cool setup with that right there. The next one is this nigga, but he also does banishing, right? But he's gonna banish and burn the opponent. So those are both the main things. I know that for some of them it's like, oh, but other things do multiple things as well. But with this, everything that's banished is also gonna burn you. So they're tied together. It's a banish burn situation. And then the weakest, but not one to be slept on, of the Sword Souls is the Grandmaster. He has the ability to negate the opponent's monsters. So we got Monster Negate. That gives us those 3 skills, right? Now on top of that, we also want to look at what is going on inside of the deck, right? So what within the deck is also happening. All right, give me a second. Let me sit down and get a little bit more comfortable, so you guys can get a full understanding of how this thing functions, why it's going this way, and if we need to modify it, why we need to modify it, and things like that. Alright, so the next thing to look at is inside the deck. What exactly is it that these Sword Souls are doing, the main monsters? Right, we got Long Wan. If he is used for a synchro summon, then he is gonna deal 1200 damage to the opponent. Okay, that is a part of his evolved skill as well, dealing 1200 damage. 1200 damage. All right. You have to discard a card from your hand in order to special summon them, but it can be special summoned, and then you special summon a token. Chun Jun is the Earth Sword Soul. That's the fire one. Long Wan. It's the fire one. Chun Jun is the Earth. And can be special summoned as a quick effect, so it can be done on your turn or your opponent's turn. and it can pretty much counter something that targets a card in the field. So this is really good for, like, you know, I summon a monster, you go to destroy it, I can counter that destruction by attributing that monster myself, and then summoning Chun Jun. Now the thing is also, is when you attack me, I can make this monster battle whatever monster it is, and then they both die instantly without taking battle damage. However, it's a strategy I rarely use because 9 times out of 10, if I search for a Sword Soul, it's going to be Long Wan. You also have Taya. Taya is the wind, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Taya is summoned, and when it is, you can banish one of your Sword Soul cards, monster or spell or trap, from the graveyard, and that will allow you to special summon a token. Now with that token, it's a tuner, so you can use it to synchro summon the Grand Master, which is going to search for Long Wan. And bring out Ching Ying. We also have the Irish Sword Soul. Oh, before we get to her, my fault. Taya is the fourth element, water. I mean, Mo Yi, fourth element is water. Now, Mo Yi is similar to Taya, but in a reverse way. Mo Yi allows you to special summon, but you have to reveal a worm card or a Sword Soul card from your hand. So you don't have to banish a card, but you gotta reveal a card. Okay? They both work off of normal summons, Taya and Mo Yi. All of them generate tokens except for Chun Jun. That's also the reason why I use that card the least. The Irish Sword Soul, very, very interesting card. So if a monster has its effect negated, we are able to special summon this card. Once this card is special summoned, once this card is special summoned, if the opponent special summons a card from the extra deck, we could pop it. If they special summon a card from their deck, we could draw 2 cards. If they special summon a monster from the hand, then we could special summon a monster from the hand. In other words, this card is really annoying. It's going to make you rethink every type of special summon that you do once it's on the field. So they're going to have to interact with it. Next we have the Abyss Dragon. This card is really interesting as well. Because it comes out, and when it does, we can destroy a field card. Oh, actually, pardon me, not destroy it. We can banish a field card. And if we do, we banish a monster on the field too. 9 times out of 10, we're gonna banish your field card and your monster. If you don't have a field card, we have no problem banishing our own, and then just banishing your monster. Now, last but not least, the last boss of this deck is the Tenyi. Now, the Tenyi has 2 bosses. Now, what does the first boss do? The first boss is a very powerful card. All monsters your opponent controls must attack if able. Alright, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects during the battle phase. So, you force your opponent into battle and they have to battle with every monster that they have that's able to battle. So the only way to evade that is for them to put their monsters into defense position. With that part, and then now you can't activate spell or traps or effects during the battle phase, but you can still use your effects during the main phase. So there can still be things done to destroy this monster. Which is okay. We got no problem with that. Now, it says, if this card is synchro summoned, you can change all monsters on the field to attack position. You can change, meaning it's optional. So be careful with that, because sometimes you might want to use it, sometimes you might not. But that's not the main point. That forces everyone into battle pretty much, right? And then if 3 attacks have been declared this turn, you can special summon that card from your graveyard, and if you do, destroy 1 card on the field. So what does that card do? Destruction. This card destroys. And so it goes to destroy. But also, the most powerful thing about that card is that your opponent cannot activate cards or effects during battle. Right? So, destroy plus no activation. Right? Now, the second boss on that thing. If this card is synchro summoned, you can target 1 fire dragon monster in your graveyard and special summon it. Also, for the rest of the turn, you cannot special summon except for dragon monsters. If there was 3 or more attacks, you can special summon this card from your graveyard, target 1 spell or trap card in the field, and you can destroy it. Oh wow, I just read this. So this card can only be used once per duel, and its previous effect only once per turn. So it can only come back from the grave once per duel. I did not realize that. Is this also like that? Yep. So yeah, that's like a last. And that's another thing. People try to make Tenpai seem like they're so broken. They could come back from the grave one time. It says once per duel, so like nothing else can make that happen again. What? Until the next duel. That's crazy. And that's alright though. It's a major drawback. But it's not about how powerful your cards can get. I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I mean in a second. But I want you to understand the science of what I'm saying so that when I play these cards it makes more sense. Right? So the second one also destroys and resurrects. But it resurrects first. But really, resurrection ain't really a thing. Because it only resurrects for its own synchro. So what it also does is just destroy. Alright, so that means that I have with the Tenyi the power to destroy, multi-strike, generate tokens, destroy some more, and resurrect. So it's heavy on destruction, multi-attacking. It's like this deck, that card is barraging the opponent with attacks and destruction. The Sword Souls are banishing their cards and burning them and negating their monster effects. The Tenpai are destroying some more cards, preventing them from activating cards during battle. And then also destroying some more cards. So this deck is made to defeat you during the battle phase. My aim is for you to lose during the battle phase. So let's look at what we have for a setup. I do believe this is pretty sturdy. I wish there was another way we can use this fusion summon, because this is another good card. This Mud Dragon is an addition because we realized that we can't just use destruction, and banish. So we have some other cards that can assist this deck, one of which is Protos. Now Protos can stop the opponent from special summoning a particular attribute. If you notice that your opponent is summoning one attribute throughout the entire duel, Protos is a good way to block them out, because they won't be able to special summon until they get rid of this card, and this monster cannot be destroyed, so they will have to banish it. To get rid of it. Right. The other thing is we have 3 more additional cards. One is this Mud Dragon. This can make sure that our monsters are not able to be targeted. You cannot target a monster on the field that has the same attribute as this monster. So he can turn to any attribute he chooses, and then whatever attribute that is, you cannot target no monster with that attribute. So he pretty much protects anything I want, including himself, from effects, from card effects. With card effects. So it doesn't matter if it's spell, trap, or a monster. This card is in our deck so that we can more successfully link summon this monster, which is unaffected by anything that doesn't target it. And when it's link summoned, all of the opponent's effect monsters are negated. So yeah, that's a really cool card to have. Now, outside of that, and again, notice very firmly, there are no hand traps whatsoever. We refuse to actually use those. We just like to stick to building decks that tell a consistent story, and that just uses cards that we enjoy. Let's go into this duel, so you guys can see exactly what I'm saying. We are going to duel in the duel cup, because over here we'll be able to maintain more gems. We'll acquire more gems and stuff. So the way this deck is set now, there is 62.5% monsters in this deck. There is 27.5% spell cards, and there's 10% trap cards. So exactly like I just said, you guys can see exactly how this goes. Now, what we need to work on is the different strategies we have with this deck. We gotta come up with different combos, meaning different monsters on board by the end of the turn. So let's look at this first combo. We're gonna come up with a combo, and we're gonna name it. And we're gonna build it like that. So he max sees us. Yeah, babe. Here's what that max sees. And what we gotta do now is link summon. I get the idea that he's on some fucking. So since that's the case, we gotta be prepared for it. Let's use the vessel. I know he wanna block that shit. Yep, he had a hand trap. Go ahead and block it. It doesn't matter if you block it or not because, see? Alright, I'm gonna send a Shun to the grave. And I'm gonna add a card to the hand. I'm gonna add Vapora. This is gonna be really, really interesting. Alright, so we're gonna special summon Vapora. We're gonna special summon a Shuna from Saruya. Alright. No reaction. We're gonna special summon the Grandmaster. Like I just told y'all. When you dump it out, you can take the next one. So this is one of the 3 bosses that we had to go into. We're gonna activate both effects. And now we got 2 of the bosses. Anyway, bubbles to get more cards. Now the first way we're gonna go is anti-destruction. First we're gonna go anti-destruction. we probably should go with using long wand. But we're gonna go anti-destruction. I wanna see if this protection build is a better build than the other one. We probably got Nibiru. We probably got Nibiru. But that's alright, we still gonna go for Tenyi. So we had 2 sub-bosses, but now I got one of the actual bosses. With the summon animation. Just to let them know what time it is, giving that 1200 damage. We're gonna set 1-5 face down. We are going to end our turn. Now let's see how they react to that. Now we could have whatchamacallit? We could have played Long Wand and made them burn for every card he played. Like that right there, they got banished. But instead, we're gonna just negate that. This is a knowledge that did not go so well for us. I probably should use Long Wand. Let me see. That would have been 1200. Another, no. Damn. This is gonna get interesting. This is gonna get real interesting. Build. From the graveyard, we're gonna banish this shit up. What's that so card? Okay, you can go to Sarcophagus. Gonna look for a card that he needs in 2 turns. We're gonna banish Saruya. And we're gonna negate that monster effect. Even though I know he's gonna use it for Link Summon, but that card was something we needed. I'd rather wait till they bring out a bigger monster and copy it. You might still get it though. You can still win. You gotta have to go for that Link Summon though, or Xyz. But anyways, I counted way too soon for some of those effects. But this one especially. I didn't realize that bending shit. And that's gonna be a once per turn bending. For me. I was supposed to wait till you pop more life points. Alright, so we got a link 3 and a link 2. We can make a link 5, a link 6 actually. And I already used this in a good effect. Like I said, I kinda wasted it. See, I'm supposed to use that like right there. Just lock that. That's crazy. Somehow he's walking around using my effect on it. I should have been using that shit. I'm wild. Damn. Now I'm supposed to use this fuck ass shit. What the fuck? That was crazy. I like that. I took too long to use my effect, so I ended up catching them with the monster. Timing is everything. And here we go. Let's see what happens now. Nice. Well, we only got 2 monsters on the board, and so it's not looking too bright for us. But there's still a possibility that our opponent will attack us before ridding us of those 2 monsters. And if that happens, we should win this game. But if they rid our monsters before attacking, then it's a good chance we will lose the game. All depends on their strategic prowess. So far, they've been playing perfectly, so it's a good chance they'll be wise enough to clear the board. But I'm just hoping, for whatever reason, they can bring out as much powerful monsters as possible. Let's see if they attack. Firewall. Well, there is a powerful monster. It's not what I was thinking. can target monsters in the field. The tendency of hand yeah. Oh, good shit. Good shit. We have to activate that effect. And we're gonna banish Monk Tenyi. And we're going to negate this monster's effect actually. So he chose instead to pop it and negate my monster and banish him, which is kind of what we wanted to happen. That's why he scooped. That's why he scooped, because he realized I caught him in it. Now he can't use it on Shunja if he attacks Shunja. Oh, time limit win. Either way, if he would have attacked Shunja, then he already used his effect. You get what I'm saying? I literally just showed y'all this shit. Literally, step by step. And that was Malice. Malice is broken. But if you notice that he just used, I made him use his last effect. So here, baby. There was no way. There was no way for him to do that because he sent back my Chisao. When he sent back Chisao, I activated its effect to negate his Link monster effect, which made him counter that with the banish, which means he could not use that on Shunja. Once you attack Shunja, Shunja calls Pager. Pager calls the quick play spell card, which calls Phaedra. I have all 3 dragons on the field, and they can synchro summon, destroy that whole fucking field. He had nothing that could stop the shit at all. Yeah, that was game. That right there was. But okay, we'll just run it back just in case you guys think I'm just exaggerating. But the thing is, so that first setup is I'm gonna go first again. So that's using Monk, Grandmaster, Tenyi, we're gonna special summon Shitana. In attack position. Then we are going to link summon. Then, we're gonna special summon again. So we're gonna run that same strategy. We're gonna run that same exact strategy. Just to show you guys how real it is, because for one, I'm showing you the consistency in that particular strategy, how easy it is to go into that formation. And also how efficient it is, because I just told you guys what it can do, and it can be just DS, so let's try it again. So we get 2 effects, 1 and 2. Saruya's effect goes off, and we will pay 4,000 life points. So again, and with this deck, 9 times out of 10, we're gonna have 4,000 life points against our opponent's 8,000. We start off with half the life points, just because. But it's worth the setup for me. I do believe it's worth it. We're gonna discard this card, special summon Long Wand. Then we are going to synchro summon one more time, and we're gonna bring out Tenyi and let the games begin. We take 1,200 damage from Long Wand. We could normal summon, but just in case it's a board wipe or just something stupid, we want to just save at least one card in our hand. In case we need to counteract. What they're going for. Oh, so he's popping everything on the field. See, that's why we didn't play anything. We're not gonna respond to that. Everything dies except for Tenyi. He is going to banish June. We're going to use Shadana to bring back our Monk of the Tenyi. We still have Nahana in the graveyard, so we can drop their opponent's attack points by 1,500. They realize they're about to get popped. So we're about to spank them just for disrespecting the field. We don't like when people disrespect the field, you feel me? So we're gonna go ahead and set this card. Fist of the Unrivaled Tenyi. Now, if they pop this card, what's gonna happen is it's gonna bring out my other Link monster. But just for the fuck of it, we're gonna go ahead and bring out Shundra, and we're gonna begin to battle. Shundra is going to attack. Shundra attacks her, its effect activate. And we're gonna bring out Pager. Pager comes out, its effect activates. We're gonna bring out our quick play spell. We're not gonna play it to the field, we're gonna add it to our hand. Because it's a quick play spell, we can still activate it. But first, let me see what this shit does. During your opponent's battle phase, you can banish this card in the battle phase. In the battle phase. Okay, cool. It was my fault to leave that card face up. Let's see what happens. I guess they're stupid. Oh, banish it from the graveyard. I see. Oh, in response, we're gonna special summon Pager. And during the main phase 2, we are going to Actually, we're going to end our turn. Let's go. So destroying my Tenyi is not gonna be the best move. Let's set 2 cards face down. 3 cards with 1 monster in defense. That's a very interesting play. Those cards that are set are not cards that can actually be used because they didn't been set the last time. That's a bluff. In which case, it's not working. So, what we're gonna do is, we're gonna activate Sunset Beat. So they can't activate something. Let's see what it is. No response. For some reason I can't bring out my let me see. 2, 3, 4. Nah, I don't wanna do that. I'll do this instead. Let's take this. And I did that shit wrong. That's all good. I did that wrong. I could actually do it differently. And bring back this one. Then we can do it like this. That should also count in the battle. And for the sake of getting more space, anyways, we're gonna still put out, this is the 3rd boss. So we got the Sword Soul boss. And we got the Tenyi boss. And we're gonna force him into attack position. And we are going to attack for the game. Let's get real spooky. We can't use no effects while we're battling. And also, we're gonna bring back a monster. We're gonna bring back Shinja. And we're gonna attack again. Shinja is gonna bring out a monster. Defense. Then we're gonna attack again. And that should be good. But good game, good game, good game. So yet again, you guys can see the consistency in that setup. Pretty much once that board is put in that way, it's like is pretty much it's really hard to get past. Now I fuck up often because I don't go in that system. I go for a different system. I normally go for the long wand because I know it could burn the opponent's monsters. But it could burn their cards only twice. It could burn them twice and banish 2 cards. And after that, it could be destroyed. It could. Qing Ying is definitely the better route to go. So without a doubt, Qing Ying is definitely the better route to go. Sahasrara is what comes out with Qing Ying. And as you guys can see, what happens is ultimately everything is on the board. We have the monk, we have the Grand Master, we have Qing Ying, Sahasrara, but everything is blasted off of the field except for Qing Ying, and then from there Qing Ying can weaken the enemy, power itself up, and continuously banish their card. That is one system, and I like that system actually. Right, that's one system we got. Now, this can go into many other systems. Alright. And then also normally with that, what happens with that combo is it starts off this way, and this combo normally ends with the Tenpai finish. We're once again going first. This normally ends with the Tenpai finish. And this is also for turn 1. Alright, now this hand doesn't have the cards I need. It's a bunch of cards we don't need. But we don't want them to be able to stop us in no type of way. So what we gotta do is be very smart. We're gonna normal summon Shunja, because this is the beginning of the Tenpai, and that's what's gonna hurt them. No response whatsoever. So therefore it's safe to use Sword Soul Emergence. And we're gonna search for Long Wand. We're gonna use long Wand. Ooh, we confused something, but no. We're gonna use Long Wand to pop Blackout. Special summon itself. Yes, create a token. And defense. So this is still a worm. Get this. This is still a worm. That's still a worm. Watch this shit. So we want to do like this. We want to bring our Qing Ying. Wow, we can use either one of them. Look at the beauty of that. And we're gonna use this. We're gonna use Shunja. Watch this. We're gonna use Shunja and Long Wand. Bring out Qing Ying. Long Wand gives him 1200 damage. We are then going to pop this card. And special summon actually, if we're going to be more strategic, we're going to special summon Kaya to the field. We're We're gonna activate Tire's effect. Oh, Tire's effect is negated. I'm bugging. I forgot the effect was negated. That was a flaw in that. Damn it. Yeah, that was a flaw in that. Yeah, I fucked that up. I was supposed to bring out, it's okay. I was supposed to bring out, one of the spirits so I could just use it for a link summon. And use it as a way to protect myself. But it's okay. I was really trying to get that Grandmaster out. That's what happened. Damn, I forgot all about that shit. Getting effects. They got some nerve. He's summoning Pager. Alright, I can't activate effects. Then, when it's turn. Huh. Well, would you look at that? For some reason, this card's effect is still, what's that? Yeah, this effect is still negated, but we still do Mayfair anyways, which allows for us to get yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to turn this into the monk. Yeah, I think this is game over. So we turn this into the monk. We're going into the link 2. We go for the link 2 monster. So 1 and 2. We summon the Shaman of the Tenyi. We will use the Shaman's effect. We're going to discard 1 card from the graveyard. And we're going to resurrect 1 monster from the graveyard. We're going to resurrect the monk. Yep. Now we could have brought back Tyre. We could have brought back Tyre. But we don't need to. We could have brought back Tyre. Tyre would have got us, what you call it, we're going to attack with the monk, we're going to activate Shaman's effect, pop their monster off the field, smash them directly, 16, 31, and this time we did not go for, we did not go for Sahasrahs, so therefore we didn't lose 4,000 life points. Having this board and not lose the 4,000 life points is crazy. But we could have definitely brought back Tyre and then replayed for the ultimate. Oh, so he goes to pop off field. Everything dies except for Xing. Xing protects himself and banishes another card from the graveyard. We are going to banish Polymerization because why not? We don't need to use any people. They feel sick, they could not pop out monster. They may go ahead and scoop that shit up. It's a good chance they might want to scoop that shit. And so they set a card, instead of the monster, right? So now it's our turn again, and yeah, so we draw a card, we will set a card. It's a good chance they want to go for destruction. We're going to put this card over here, and we're going to go for an attack. If their card gives us any form of destruction, we're going to banish their card, and banish the card on the field as well, and everything into the graveyard, which is the Tenyi Dragon. This may be a Tenyi deck. Yep, so that card cannot be destroyed. That's cool. It can't resurrect itself either. The Tenyi Dragons are a big function in this deck. Yeah, hopefully, they realize that they're really not going to be able to do too much. The Tenyi are powerful, but their end goal is to destroy your opponent's monsters. This monster will not be destroyed. So, yeah. Tenyi is actually also in this deck. I believe I played the Tenyi already. Yep, I played Shinja. So maybe they were expecting Shinja and realized that it's more than that in this deck. Oh, so they go into some form of something. Oh, they get the 7. Oh, they go, okay. Okay, here's a link. The link to the Heretic Seal. Now, this card is used a lot. This is going to be tricky. This is going to be tricky. Once during your opponent's turn, this card is in the action one typically. You can choose one monster from your hand or field. Return one face card on the field to the hand. Huh. You're a dumbass. Do that shit if you want to. Do that shit if you want to. Alright, I get that effect, okay? I don't got many phase 2. Special summon. See, what messed me up right now is I wasn't able to play this card. If I wasn't able to play this card, I would have had that shit. But without that, it made it so easier for me to lose. I did make a mistake right there. So the main thing in this deck is to always keep the monk of the Tenyi on the field. That's the #1 thing in this deck. And now that we can't play it, that right there, see, we're supposed to be able to from there play whatchamacallit. Oh, we can't do it though, it's game over. Yeah. That card would've got blocked out. We blocked that card out. Damn, that's game over. That's game over. The reason why it's game is because, like I said, I also have the Tenpai in this deck. But again, we're working on developing a certain system and seeing which strategies work and how do you recover from them and all of that, you know. So when we set up for the monk Grandmaster Qing Ying, and we go for the Qing Ying strategy, we gotta have a certain setup. But that was nice though, I give it to him. Look at that shit. One salute to them. So we may need the Monk of Tenyi at 2. That is the most critical card in the deck. We took him out and put in another card, but to be honest with you, that literally is the whole soul of the entire deck. There's a lot of powerful cards, but all of those cards depend on that one card to be super efficient. They're good on their own, but with that card, they become broken. It is such a simple to play card. And it's a weak ass card. It's just that you just can't do anything to it. So again, you want to go monk, the grandmaster. The grandmaster brings out Chingy. You want to have both the grandmaster and Chingy on the field. Oh yeah, this right here is fine crafting. And I'll tell you, this is fine crafting. They're gonna get this now because they have the Tenpai system locked in. And we're not going to prolong this. We're going to just actually go into we're going to go into finishing the setup. This is a great duel. I like this. This is an amazing duel. We're going to go into battle, and we are going to respectfully attack the strongest monster on the field to give them the most damage they can get and go out with honor. He can use an effect to sync up something, hopefully he doesn't. It's always, I have nothing I can do. You probably think my face down card could power up my monster. Yep. But it cannot. And it's just an attack to kill myself so that he doesn't make a long ass play. We respect the victory. Touché, right? Who's my attack target? Okay, I'll attack that monster if that's what you want. This one had more attack points. I only did it. Great duel. Let's look at that ID. Platinum 4. Level 16. The level, they didn't play that long, but they played high level though. Yeah, feel me? Thank you, my love. Yeah. Nah, I know what happened with that. I already seen that. I did this right here. This is what I did. Let me see. Clicking this. Bam. What I did was, I did like that. I need to go like this, bop, and bop. Yeah. And then so this card is nice, but I'm almost never using it. And truth be told, I definitely need another one of these. No question why. So that right there should be a bit more accurate. Let's try that. So again, we're developing a system. I'm teaching you guys how to build a system with your decks. And we're starting with the best deck that I currently have, which is the Tenyi. Now we're going second. So this is a different, we might have to come up with a different formula. But that's cool, it's going to teach us how to go second. Underworld cards, Dark World, I mean, and it's the danger cards. Alright, now I did not complete the, well, I think I did complete the danger story, but I don't remember what happened in the danger story. I know they were just like hunting things and shit. I think these cards go face down or some shit, I can't remember. I didn't build a deck for it. So I have no true recollection of it. Number 60. This nigga is a broken ass mage. I'm loving it. This nigga got an artificial bird on his shoulder or something. Once per turn, you can banish one fiend monster from the graveyard. Discard one fiend monster, then draw one card. If this card is banished, you can special summon it. That's interesting. So they're using counter banish. Which is primarily what my deck is built on. What? They put everything on a fucking pot of avarice? Wow. Oh, well, you can just recycle everything if you get the right cards. The monster will be destroyed by a card you can distribute a fiend instead. What? Look in the graveyard. That's coming in. Oh, that shit crazy. Supposed to be a fiend since that. What? News reporter. Nutcracker. Okay. So Grappa is the boss of the deck. This is turn 1 when your opponent. Okay, so you're going to discard? No problem. But first, I'm a special summon. That's okay. That was a nice little strategy. This law still gonna summon that card. Let's see if you want to do that again. So we're going to special summon Shatana. Sorry about that, guys. We got that big summon. Next, we're going to, alright, we're going to normal summon. We're going to link summon. Link to give me a second, guys. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna use this effect. I'm gonna pop Phaedra. Special summon the monk. And that's what we got him. That's what we got him. So first of all, the whole deck is dark. Let's start with that. 1, 2, 3. Fuck it. We're gonna special summon Protos. We're gonna banish 1 water, 1 earth, and 1 fire. Then you finish an effect to destroy dark monsters. That's the battle phase. Protos attack. And activate that spell card. We're gonna bring out Shunja. Shunja comes to the field. Shunja's effect activates. Calls Phaedra. Phaedra comes to the field. Phaedra's effect activates. Calls the spell card. Spell card goes to the field. They all attack. Activate the effect. Synchro summon. And attack again. And that right there is game. Look at the effect. It allows us to bring back any one of them. We bring back this one. This comes back with another one. And only because they made a big ass move on us. And did all that grandstand shit, kept countering that card, all that bullshit. And then, doing everything on their field and then attack the referee. So yeah, with that one, we went more into the Tenyi strategy, but that's going second. I think that's how we're gonna have to do that though. So I think turn one, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go turn one sword stone, turn two Tenyi. And either one leads to the turn two again. Either one leads to the Tenpai. So with turn two, we're gonna have to go for the Tenyi. Unless we just could find favor in other ways. So I think Tenyi is the way to go. So we're facing the Atlanteans, the mermaids. So it looks like we gotta go swimming. That's okay. Water monsters tend to attack directly. Send cards back to the hand sometimes. Or push them face down, shit like that. That's okay. Oh, also, water cards tend to drop your attack points. It tends to drop your monster's attack points. Oh, so we need this guy. That's another thing that can happen. So far, the opponent got rid of almost every card in my hand. I'm down to 2 cards left. This is insane. I literally lost my entire first hand. I ain't. Wow. That's my entire first hand. Wow, we're in ash in this hand. There's no way around that. GG's. that was another good match. Let's look at what we did so far with these matches. Actually, let's check our match history real quick. So I'm gonna say I feel like we've been losing back to back. So we lost, we won, we lost, we won, we won, we lost, we lost, we won, we lost, we lost, we lost, we won, we lost, we won, we lost, we won, we won, we lost, we lost, we lost. Alright, so we got 3 losses, 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 win, 1 loss, 1 win, 3 losses, 1 win, 2 losses, 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 win, 1 loss. It's looking kind of downward-ish. So I do feel like there's a piece missing, but I feel like whatever's missing is just not in the game yet. I just feel like there's a card that's just not in this game yet. And I'm just waiting for it to pop out. But I like this deck as is. I think this deck runs perfectly the way it runs. So again, what's the systems behind it, right? What you want to do is you want to go for Tenyi with the Grandmaster. Is a powerful combo. You can negate an effect and then you can banish 2 more cards after that. And make your opponent's monsters weaker as well as make Tenyi stronger. If you have that and your Link monster on the field, that's just brutal. So those 2 together is a crazy combination. And then I think what we need to be able to do, let me look at this card again. Yeah, see, it says if you control no other effect monsters, you can destroy effect monsters your opponent controls to the number of non-effect monsters you control and or in your graveyard. But it cannot be destroyed by battle. Now I wonder how that could play into what we're doing, because there's not really anything you can combine that with. Oh, you can combine it with the Monk and the Tenyi, but only those 2 together. Or the Draco Berserker. Right, so this is what we gotta do. Gonna save this. Let's actually dismantle. See if we got any extras. No. Alright, make sure we got the highest rarity. We had this at Hollow, but I popped it by accident. But yeah, we want to make sure we got the highest rarity of all the cards we got. Alright, again, what do we need to do? We need to make sure we have this guy, Tenyi. This is a very powerful card. This is a very, very powerful card. Ching Ying needs to have assistance. Now, this card right here, the Tenpai, is a good card, but it's a finishing move. It's not something. Some people run this as an entire deck engine. I would not do that personally. I think it's kind of boring to run it that way. I just would use that as a finishing move. So to back up Ching Ying, we need one of the Tenyi. So that's going to be the Draco, Berserker, Moolah, or the Draco Masters. All three of those are the ultra rares. And I wanna make it the Draco Masters. They're the ones who have the summoning animation, but I don't see how they would be able to help this card. I don't see how they would be able to be cohesive. This right here, maybe, because you would try to destroy my monster, and then this would use an effect to stop it. This would not be able to die as long as the monk is on the field. But it takes the Grand Master to bring out that. So that's the thing. The first thing is bringing out the Grand Master. Alright. Of Ching Ying. Strategy 1 is bringing out Ching Ying. Alright. Then you gotta figure out strategy 2. Once you got Ching Ying on the field, how do you build the rest of your team? Alright. Now, for now, we're going to end it there. Make sure you guys subscribe to Stone the Gamer Girl, my wife, my queen, and my everything on YouTube. And also follow her on Twitch, Stone the Gamer Girl 04. But that's going to be the end of that for right now. When we come back, I'll go into further detail about how you can, modify your deck and actually put your strategies together. And we'll also tell you the name of this strategy. Alright, enjoy the rest of your day. We love y'all, love yourselves, love each other. We're up out of here.